Do you grow up not knowing your father or your mother? Here are 3 questions that I would like to suggest for you to ask yourself. Now, these may not be questions that are appropriate to bring up to the parent that you have left, the one that you are living with, but these are very important questions. Now, when I meet people that are in your situation, I often see 2 types of situation. One is where you just know that it's not a conversation that you could bring up, so there's no conversation whatsoever about the missing parent. Or the second situation is where there are a lot of conversation about that parent, but they are all bad. It's about how bad that parent is, and how that parent abandoned you and left and doesn't want you. Now, so I would like to note that sometimes these people might say, oh, but I have my step-parent, my stepfather or my stepmother or someone, my uncle or my grandmother or someone who is just like my father or my mother, or who is really loving and who is very caring for me, so I don't need it. Now, this has nothing to do with that step parents, and I think it's wonderful that you have somebody in your life who is caring for you, who is loving you. You really need that. You deserve that. It has nothing to do with that. But the reason I bring up this topic is because, one, you have the right to know your parents, and the other thing is that it's our innate human nature for self-identity, to want to know where we come from, and we want belonging, we want to be loved. So when you're missing one of your parents, who should be one of your primary caretaker when you grow up, it creates a lot of issues with self-identity, and it may not hit you now, but it may hit you at some point in your life, and you don't want to be asking these questions later in your life when it may be too late, because the guilt and the regrets can be devastating. And so here are the 3 questions. The first one is that, do I have any evidence about this parent being bad or abandoning me? And by evidence, I mean really truly evidence, not words that you hear from the parent that is left or is currently with you, because that parent might be biased, may not be truly giving you the story, the truth of what happened. And it's easy for you to believe this parent because it is the only primary caretaker that you have left, and you love this parent. This parent may be genuinely loving you, but sometimes it's human nature. We have conflict. We sometimes have certain biased opinions and making decision that may not truly is a good decision, and sometimes that decision that is made by one of your parents can affect you directly, and it may not be fair to you. So asking yourself, do I really have evidence that support the fact that this parent is truly abandoned me, the missing parent is abandoned me or is a bad parent? And look for it, and not just one piece of evidence. You need multiple, because it's about your life. Now, the second question is, do I have any unbiased source of information? Whether it's extended family, relative, friends, someone that is unbiased. And you need multiple source, ideally, who could tell you, could share with you about this parent. Because, you don't want to just hear this from the parents that you have left and the very close family within that unit of family, because they might be biased, and unfortunately whatever potential conflict that they might have with the parents that is missing, it may have nothing to do with you. So look for unbiased source of information, and you might have to bring up this conversation in different way. It could be subtle conversation, but try to find information, evidence and conversation that is unbiased, the true evidence, because you need this. And then the third question that I would say is there any way for me to find these parents? Is there any way for me to talk to this parent? Because even if this parent is truly bad and has abandoned you, you might find it for yourself, and then you will know the truth, and then you can move on with peace in your life, and then you never have to look back. But the thing is it really fair for you to conclude that this parent is bad and this person has never been given a chance to share their story, to tell their side of the story? Now, so in this process, you might find that there's a parent that's out there looking for you, desperately loving you, wanting a relationship with you, and you deserve to be loved. You deserve to be loved by both of your parents. So give yourself a chance. Stay wonderful.